It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You're knowing what you are wanting? Yes. Moves about a bit, yes. Would you say that your desires always feel fresh and frisky? Yes. Would you say that the idea of a new desire just breathes life into you? Yes. Even those desires you've had for a while that haven't manifested, you still feel that way about those? Liar, liar, pants on fire. Well, we're just wanting you to notice that when you want something that you believe, then, oh, that desire is so sweet. Wanting it does give you a fresh new lease on life. But when you want something that you have been wanting, and been wanting, and been wanting, you want something to come, someone to come, something to happen, or something not wanted to go away. When you have a desire and it has been taking its time, decades, then because accompanying your desire is doubt or disappointment or fear or worry, when you have those feelings, then you cannot say that your desire feels frisky. In other words, desire, when there is no resistance within you on the subject, is so life-giving. That's what passion is. That's what enthusiasm is. But desire that is accompanied by those negative emotions that feel doubtful, then that means there's resistance in the mix. And that resistance, in the same way that it makes you not feel good, is a hindering factor. In other words, you cannot receive what you want if your dominant vibration is one of its opposite. And every subject really is two subjects, isn't it? There's what is wanted and lack of it. And it is important to notice that when you really, really want something, on the other end of it is an awareness of a really, really absence of it. In other words, when your life has caused you to ask and ask and ask and ask, you manage, without knowing it often, to parlay that asking into such a powerful place that at the same time, there is an awareness that is possible, that is an equal opposite to that. In other words, if someone called you on the telephone and said, hello, you don't know me. I'm just calling to tell you I'm never going to call you again. You would say, okay. But if someone you really cared about were to say that to you, you wouldn't say, okay. You would feel strong negative emotion. When the desire is active within you, its opposite feels much stronger. How does this sound? Can you hear us all right? It's a bit booming. Maybe you could back it off just a little bit. Of course, we're always very quiet during the sound check. What do you think now? No change at all. Maybe it's the wrong knob. It is that one over there. Try them all. There is a place waiting for you in the non-physical. You know that you started as non-physical. Now really, can't you do something about that? It's becoming worse. What do you think? Crank it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's better. That's much better. That's much better. Can you still hear? Okay. We're going to be together a long time today. Before you came into these magnificent physical bodies, you were only source energy. And when you were only source energy, there was no resistant vibration because there was no contradiction to understanding your worthiness, to understanding your value, to understanding your desire. There was only one pure offering, no split energy. But as a part of your consciousness came into this physical body, now there is the potential for two vibrational relationships going on. And in fact, you knew that would be the case. It's why you wanted to come forth. You wanted to be expressing here in the physical. You wanted the variety and contrast that surrounds you to evoke from you new clarity about new desire, what could be better even still. So as a part of your consciousness came forth into this physical body, now there are two vibrational aspects to you. Because when you came forth into this body, all of you did not come. The non-physical part of you, the source of you, sometimes you call it the soul of you, remains non-physically focused. And so, as you are non-physical and physical, the vibrational aspects of those two vibrational vantage points are playing off of one another all of the time. And that's what your emotions are. When you feel elation, all it means is, and it's a lot, it means that whatever you're focused upon in this moment, usually an attitude of appreciation or strong interest in something, love, when you are focused upon something that you are appreciating, in that appreciation, there's no resistance in your vibration. So the vibrational relationship between the physical you and the non-physical you is one that is united. You are blended. You are tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You have closed the gap between you, and you are in sync with who you are. Some call it enlightened. Some call it higher energy vibration. We call it allowing the wholeness of who you are as compared to resisting some of who you are. So while you're in this physical body, you intended to come forth and explore the variety, knowing that sometimes you would go beyond the comfort of alignment into more severe resistance for the purpose of coming to new decisions about what is wanted, because you never know more clearly what you do want than when you're exploring some of what you don't want. It's part of the focusing mechanism that all creative geniuses like you and like us employ. So here you are in your physical body, exploring contrast, knowing what you don't want. And every time you explore, just like choosing from a buffet, when you know what you don't want, you send an equal and equivalent rocket of desire of what you do want. And here's something that most physical friends don't know. When that happens, the source energy part of you, the inner being part of you, the non-physical soul source part of you, rides that rocket of desire and holds it right where you last requested it to be, as a sort of benchmark, as a guiding light, as a vibrational frequency of expansion for you to now tune to. Some think that in your source energy perspective that you are as expanded or evolved as will ever be. That's not the case at all. It's why you came forth into the physical. So then some say, well, if I'm in physical form as an extension of source, then is this as far as I intended to be? And we say, not at all, because out of this, you're sending rockets of desire for further requests, and the source within you is holding them as the guiding light, as the newfound standard by you out here on the leading edge of who you really are. So the source energy part of you holds that collective consciousness, that collective desire, holds it steady in a vibration for you to feel your way in relationship to. And the better you feel, the more you're keeping up with you. The worse you feel, the more you're not keeping up with you. In other words, when someone's rude to you, you ask for a nicer world. And when you ask for a nicer world, you create it in the vibrational sense, because the source energy part of you collects that desire and holds fast to the idea of it. Now, it's already done. You've asked, step one, and source has embraced it even more, has become it, and is now offering the vibrational equivalent of it. Now that's a big deal, because when the vibrational equivalent of something is offered, that means law of attraction is now assembling all cooperative components. And in the same way that your earth came to be, in the same way that everything that you know that is physical is, it was vibrational first. So in this vortex of creation, where source is holding all that you've been asking for, you have an option now of keeping up with it, of moving in the direction of it, or of resisting it. And sometimes without even meaning to, because someone was rude to you, even though you ask for a nicer world, you don't turn and speculate about what the nicer world would be. You don't think about how much you're going to enjoy the nicer world. Often, instead, you stay focused on how rude that person was. You keep talking about it. You keep struggling in it. You email someone about it. You blog about it. And you manage, without meaning to or without understanding what it means, you hold yourself in vibrational resistance to who you really are and what you really want. And when you do that, you feel negative emotion. We want you to remember something. We're going to speak it several times here today, because it is the most important thing that you will ever understand in terms of your relationship with who you really are. A battle against anything is really a battle against you. Because when you hold yourself in attention to something unwanted, when you push against it, when you proclaim it as inappropriate, no matter how many other of your physical friends agree with you about the wrongness of it, when you focus upon something unwanted in an effort to push it away, as in shouting no at it, or as in proclaiming it wrong or inappropriate, what's really happening is you are holding yourself, sometimes chronically, in vibrational resistance to who you really are. And it's really not worth it. No matter what it is, it's too big of a price to pay. We call this gathering the art of allowing, because it really is about you figuring out how to allow the physical part of you to keep up with the non-physical part of you. And it's so interesting because the non-physical part of you is expanding because of the physical part of you. You're here sifting and sorting and deciding and asking and asking and asking, even if you don't use your words. And the source energy part of you is becoming and becoming and becoming and becoming as you keep setting new standards of vibrational equivalency for yourself. You got to keep up with you. And that's why, as time goes by, the longer that most people live in their physical bodies, the worse they begin to feel, because life keeps calling them forward. But as life calls them forward, they use one excuse after another not to go. So the art of allowing is about letting go of more and more of those excuses. There is a chair here, is a chair right here, is a chair right here, is a chair right here, there's a chair right here. You see, sometimes even we cannot be heard. If you are not a vibrational match to what you're asking for, you cannot hear, even when it is happening in a very loud way. Does anyone have a chair next to them? There are chairs all over the room. You'll be so much happier sitting. So as you are here in these physical bodies, constantly expanding into more, we see it as our value to you to help you figure out how to keep up with you. And the best way of explaining this to you is that here you are as source energy, and law of attraction is gathering all cooperative components of what you are asking for. In other words, everything that you've been asking for has been vibrationally assembled. And from our point of view, which is worth listening to, it is done. Once it is vibrationally done, it is done, because the cooperative components are being assembled. Now, the question that you might want to ask yourself is, am I a cooperative component? And the answer is, well, how do you feel? If you feel worried, you're not. If you feel ornery, you're not. If you feel frustrated, you're still not. If you feel hopeful, you're on the verge of being cooperative, but you're still not all that cooperative. But in hope, if you get close enough to this vortex, which is about where hope is, the vortex will take you in and show you something that will make you believe. So this gathering will be primarily about you figuring out how to be a more cooperative component to who you've already become. You see, as you are the creator of your reality, the creator of your reality. Do you get what that means? It doesn't just mean you're the creator of the car in your garage, although you are. It doesn't only mean you are the creator of the money in your bank or mattress, although you are. You are the creator of you. You are the creator of you in your reality. You are the creator of you and how you feel, how your body feels. You are the creator of your point of attraction. And so it's not just about asking for something that you don't have, because if your dominant feeling is, I don't have it, that's why I'm asking for it. Abraham, I don't have it, that's why I'm asking. I don't have it. I don't have that thing I want. Do you see that I do not have that thing I want? I have not had that thing I want. I have not had that thing I want ever. I have not had that thing I want. I want it. I really want it, but I have it not. I have it not, I have it not, and I do not like having it not. I want it, but I haven't got it. Abraham, do you hear me? I haven't got it. I haven't got that thing I want. I don't have it. I don't have it, and I don't like not having it. And there are a lot of us who don't have it. There are a lot of us who don't have it. I don't think it's fair that we don't have it, and it's even more unfair that they have it. Those others over there have it, and we don't have it. We've joined a group. Those who don't have it, who want it. And we want you to realize that as long as your chronic attitude or mood or perspective is the absence of something that you want,